game time swag. I'm still ballin', niggas see me poppin' tags. Still rollin', blowin' Denver by the half with some Lakers in my cup. It's that game time swag. This that game time swag. I'm still ballin', niggas see me poppin' tags. Still rollin', blowin' Denver by the half with some Lakers.
Up, everybody, it's your girl D. I am having an amazing day. It's Sunday. I cleaned up. I cleaned out all my closets. I did like the most today. And I just thought, what better way to end my day than to record a video for you guys. This is gonna be my first time tag. Get your mind at that gutter, cuz. There you go. What was your first YouTube video? My first YouTube video was actually a video of me in my bathroom sitting on my tub just ranting about how I wanted to move away. And I was in my bathroom sitting on the toilet and like I had the camera like on the bathtub, and yeah, that was it. Ranted about how I wanted to move away. I don't even think I had an intro or any music or anything on the video, and it's still up. I don't really even know how good the quality is on it, but yeah, that was my first YouTube video. Who was the first person you subscribed to on YouTube? I actually remember the first person that I subscribed to ever on YouTube was Makeup Doll. I saw one of her videos and I just followed it, subscribed, and I still watch her to this day. I love her. So yeah, she was the first person I ever subscribed to. Do you still talk to your first love? You know, actually I do. Like, which is cool because our relationship ended really bad. So as adults now, we are kind of just friends. Like we're really friends. So once a month, once every 2 months, I'll hear from him. Once every 2 months, I'll call him or whatever just to see how he's doing. But yeah, we're still friends to this day. What was your first job? My first job was actually a paper route that I had with the News Dispatch. I used to get on my moped and drive all around to the neighborhoods and deliver papers. But the first actual like clock in, clock out job that I had was I was a hostess at a Mexican restaurant. So I would just show people, you know, to their seats with the menus and all that jazz. With the mostest. Yeah, that was me. What was your first car? My first car was a freaking I think it was a 98 Rodeo Isuzu. It was a big truck. It was a big box on the highway. Like, oh my God, I freaking hated that car. But I was the only one in school with my own car, and it got me from point A to point B. So I appreciate it now that I'm older and I see how things are harder, you know, nowadays. But back then I was like, I don't want to drive this car. Da, 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 da. But yeah, that was my first car. Who was your first grade teacher? My first grade teacher, I want to say her name was Miss Morgan. I remember her haircut too. It was like one of those like mushroom cuts. Really awkward. Who was the first person you text this morning? The first person I text this morning actually was my baby sister. I text her good morning. Where did you go on your first airplane ride? Oh my gosh. The first time I ever got on a plane was like a few years ago, and I went to California. So my very first time getting on a plane, I was gonna be on the plane for like 6 or 7 hours to get to California. And there were layovers, so I had to get off one plane and get on another plane. I was so freaking scared. When I got on the plane, I actually went in there, talked to the pilot. He showed me all types of buttons and stuff and gave me one of those little pins. When we took off, I actually cried. But yeah, I went to Los Angeles and I went out there to do a production that I was in. So, you know, I had to go. Who was your first best friend? Do you still talk? You know, I actually remember my first best friend that I ever had, even when I was in preschool. Her name was Catherine Fisher. We were best friends. I would go over her house all the time. She would come over to my house. We were like inseparable since preschool. And I don't talk to her anymore. I don't even know where she is or anything or how she's doing. But yeah, she was my bestest friend like ever. What was the first thing you did this morning? I went to go pee. What was the first concert you ever went to? The first concert that I ever went to, I was signed with a local modeling agency and I was promoting a new vodka that was coming out. So we went to Lil Wayne and that was the first concert that I ever went to promote this vodka. And I didn't have to pay anything. It was dope. Like we sat like right in the front row. What was your first broken bone? The first time I ever broke a bone was about like a year or two ago. I broke my foot when I tried out to be a Colts cheerleader, and yeah, I was on crutches for like 2 or 3 months. What was your first piercing? Of course, I got my ears pierced when I was a little baby, but the first real piercing that I ever had, that I've done on my own, like I got my belly button pierced when I was 18, and it hurt like hell, and I would never do that again. Like, it hurt so bad. Who was your first roommate? My first roommate, well, I moved out when I was 22 years old, and I never had a roommate. I've always lived by myself, but there was a time where I gave this guy a key to my apartment, and he would just sit in there and not do anything. So I don't know, does that count? Basically, he was just taking up space. Dismissed. Your first time in detention. Man, the first time I got detention in school was in geography, 6th period. I got smart with the teacher on purpose because I was being picked on in class and I didn't want to be there. So I got kicked out on purpose to go to detention. And I didn't just get a detention, I got an all-day detention. And I was just like, man, all this for just because I didn't want to stand up for myself. I thought she was just going to send me out of class. What was the first sport you were ever involved in? The first sport that I was ever involved in was basketball, and I went to a private school and I was on the basketball team, and I would never do that ish again. Coach was really mean and he would yell at us and just say terrible things. One thing I did take from it is that I made a lot of really amazing friends joining the basketball team. What is the first thing you do when you get home? The first thing I do, as soon as I walk through that door, I take off my pants. Just saying. Take off my pants and just be free. What? I live by myself, okay? I can do what I want. I do what I want. When was your first kiss? Oh my god. Okay, I remember this like it was freaking yesterday. This guy that I was my boyfriend, I was so young. Man, I was so scared, man. And he had Carmex on his lips. So every time I smell Carmex or use Carmex, I just think of it so hard. Like, oh my god. Oh, I was so freaking scared. But I'm like super shy, like, believe it or not. When it comes to guys, I'm like super shy. Like, even to this day, if I was going to kiss somebody, if I was going to kiss somebody for the first time, I just get really, really nervous and my heart beats fast and I just get nervous. Well, those are all the first time questions, okay? If you do anything for the first time, you're always gonna remember it. It's gonna be an experience and it's just something that's just gonna stick with you. Thank you for taking this trip down memory lane with me. Please remember to subscribe, comment, and share the video. Thumbs up if you like it. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching me. And I will see you all in the next video.
Money's so long. Yeah, I mean we need an elevator. Just to reach high enough to touch the paper.